Hello everyone, it's Ains here with another video. Sorry for not being there every day with another new video. I was going to do a new video on another character that I was hoping I might get. However, the game doesn't really support me that much and kind of trolled me. As you can see, I'm at 120 pity because I just managed to get 120, and some of you are already aware, I just got a second dupe for Sun, which is a character I don't really use except for the Flow Runner boss. Kind of a letdown for me. Anyway. Okay, so last video I made, last tutorial was describing some techniques and a bit of team building, how to clear Fafnir. Now I will go into APEP. Because Kronos is quite easy, everybody can defeat him. I will do a video on him as well, but I don't know if there's any need for me to actually be very thorough with him, because pretty much everybody can defeat Kronos. Kronos is like the baby boss. Now the APEP boss. If you go into APEP, okay, there we go. So as far as one can tell, Fafnir, like I said, when you try to beat Fafnir, you need characters that have multiple hits, so that you can reset his immunity, invulnerability, however you want to call it. However, APEP is a regular boss. Like, he's not immune to AP, he does not disable AP like Fafnir does, so you can pretty much use any character, and you can also AP control him very easy. But what really makes him difficult is his passive. And if you look at his passive, okay, his passive says this. Receiving damage inflicts a poison debuff on the attacker lasting 3 turns. Triggers toxic detonation on targets immediately when receiving a certain number of attacks. And I do believe this is 8 attacks. I'm not sure, but that's pretty much what I was going for. His second skill is the one that gets triggered by the passive. Yeah, attacks all enemies and detonates all poison debuffs. So if you got poison on you, you're going to lose 4% for each debuff, and if you have attacked him several times, you will lose 4% times the number of poisons that you have on you. First one says attacks all enemies and inflicts 2 poison debuffs. This is just a single hit, but it does apply 4% for 2 stacks of poison on you. So, as a requirement for this, you will need high HP. If you don't have high HP, the poison will kill you very easy. The second thing you need is characters that have nukes. What is a nuke? Well, a nuke is a skill or a set of skills that can deal a crazy amount of damage with one hit. That's called a nuke. You nuke a boss, you hit him once, he dies. That's not going to happen in this game, but you need nukes to be able to deal damage to the boss, and at the same time not trigger his passive as much as he would like you to. Now, in regards to the team ups, the team builds and stuff, for this particular boss, APEP difficulty 10, what I normally run, what I initially ran when trying to clear it and discovered that it works really well, was Clara and any other DPS. I was playing Ling Zhao. But since neither of them have a good leader skill for this particular event, I was running Hathor as an attack lead. So I'm going to go a bit behind the strategy that I was initially using. That way you will understand some of what I'm about to tell you in the future in regards to the full team build. Yeah. So this is the team that I was using. As you can see, we've got the burst, and we've got sustain. Sustain is very important because you need immunity so that the boss cannot debuff you. You can also opt for high resistance. Resistance would also work. My Lin Zhao is now using a different set. I've upgraded a resist piece. I know it's kind of dumb, but for this particular event and for farming it without her dying is actually pretty good. And it's going to decrease her damage by a lot, but in the end, it's okay. It's okay. Lin Zhao does good damage anyway. So this was the team I was running. Hathor was dying like every time I ran, like in the beginning, and then Lin Zhao would do the damage and Clara would support. Now if you look at Clara's set of skills, you will see that her first skill says attacks enemy twice, which is not very good for this because it triggers the boss's passive quite often, but it's okay. Heals 2 allies with the lowest HP for 5% of Hera's max HP. And then you have our passive, which says removes 2 debuffs when granting healing efficiency, efficacy, which is granting healing efficacy to an ally. Wait, what? Okay, whatever. So I'm guessing healing efficacy is actually called the shield. Yeah, healing is converted into a shield. And it says here grant immunity for 1 extra turn if the target has no debuffs. So if you look at her skill, very easy. The first skill heals, cleanses and shields two characters, her and someone else. Which is why if you want to run APEP 10, you need Clara and 1 strong DPS that needs to carry the fight for you. Yeah, if you want to use Clara, I mean, it's not mandatory. This is what I was using. Yeah, in this run, this was like 9 out of 10 times I would win. There would be that weird run where Clara would prioritize debuffing the DPS and she would kill herself. And of course your DPS dies on his own because of all the poisons that the boss applies. There's no way you can win. And yeah, 9 times out of 10 I would have won. But with the latest update we got her. She's a very good unit for this particular event. And I'm also going to change my team. I'm going to use Gabby. Gabby can provide us with immunity, defense, lots and lots of stuff. And I'm also going to be using Sienna. Now Sienna, she's here for the resist lead. The resist lead is very, very good in combination with the rest of the items that also I have a resist from. This will ensure that I do resist some of the poisons from the boss. Yeah, so this is the team that I'm running now. It cleared 10 out of 10. I'm not sure it's gonna do it all the time, but it still works. Now the AI is kind of dumb and sometimes triggers the passive of the boss when it shouldn't, but as long as Clara, Nicole and Laura and Gabby or your DPS resist, that don't die, you should be good and ready to clear. So what characters are good for APEP? Well, like I said, characters that have single nukes. Like Apollo, for example, is the right element. Right? I guess he is. Where is it? Here. Yeah, so Apollo is the right element because the boss is wind. But being the right element is not enough, because him having three attacks on his first skill is detrimental for this event. She doesn't work either. She has a minus element. Bonnie, as good as Bonnie may be, she's not very good in this event either. Her either not very good. Hades can work because he's immune to the poison. However, if you don't have him built, he's gonna take a crazy amount of damage from the minions and the boss combined. He's a good option. He does hit twice, so you have to take that into consideration. But other than that, he's okay. The brothers, wouldn't bring them here, nor would I bring Chloe, because Chloe needs buffs to do damage, and unless you have a full buff team, which will probably also have immunity, you're not going to be doing very high damage. And since this is an actual boss fight, her burst, the nuking that she has, isn't very useful.
I know what's going on. If I hadn't run away,
she's a good option because of the invincibility. This guy is also a good option. His ult does hit 3 times, so you can just spam his first, so you're gonna hit him once, or his second skill also hits him once. So you could just use these two if you don't want to trigger his passive, or when he has multiple stacks, you can use the ultimate as well. It's your choice, but he is a good character for this one because he's very fast and he does high damage. Hathor is also a very good option for this fight. She cannot use her second skill, but you don't really need it. What you need is the first one, because one critting grants her immunity, so she can't get poisoned, and she gives herself a shield, which if used in combination with Laura or with Clara, will give her a pretty big shield. Also, she's got attack lead for Ritual and Sonic Miracles, which is also very good for this event. She is okay. Like, you can use her ult, get the Lotus to proc, and then heal and grant you recovery. So after you get poisoned, you can also recover some HP.
Wanna taste my claw? Ready to go.
Freddy is also a good option because it's hard to kill him. He can use his second skill and get standoff. It's a 4 turns skill, so you might want to take that into consideration. But still, it's a good character, and he deals really good damage too. He can work if you combine him with Freddy. He can work as well. Him no. Her, she can reflect the damage back into APEP. Don't know how lasting she's gonna be. I mean, she is after all support. You could give her a lot of HP and stuff, but she doesn't have cleansing or immunity. She just got the reflect, which is okay, but I wouldn't bet on her doing too much in this fight. He again isn't very good. This guy is not very good at anything in the game, to be honest. Chalmers is also a good option. You can use him with Hades, so he doesn't kill himself entirely, and his ultimate does pretty big damage. You could use him to nuke as well. Her, I wouldn't use her because she attacks random opponents 5 times. If she hits the boss 5 times, that's 5 stacks that she gets as for poison, and yeah, not very good. Drew can work, but there is a pretty high risk that if he uses ultimate, he could actually he doesn't.
Be calm. You won't get a scratch.
Yeah, no, there are no risks unless you use the ult on the minions, which is not recommended because you don't want to kill the minions before the boss. You should be okay. He is also not very good because his ultimate is not going to do much. You can't put the boss in the cookie. It's not going to work. He's going to resist it.
Got a new mission?
Oh,
Right, try to keep up.
Guess what? I got another bull. Let's take advantage of the situation. Okay.
All I want to do
He is very good as well. he can poison the boss. Like he attacks you several times, and every time he attacks you, he can poison the boss, and the poison stacks, and it also scales on the boss's HP, which is pretty high. So yeah, he's very good for this fight, and
Don't speak of it. No.
that's
What would you like me to cover?
kind of
Or the fear of losing it.
Let me organize. Don't
the characters that you can use. I mean, based on what I also have.
There's a myth.
Like if you go to the Atlas, Esper Gallery, Lewis would be a good choice if you have a decent team, because he deals crazy high damage. Jin Yu Yao is a good team up for APEP, because she can cleanse your poison at the beginning of the round, of your round. Sally also is a decent option, because she can cleanse, balance your HP, and keep your team alive. Unas isn't very good because he's got one skill that hits him multiple times and triggers his passive so much. And I mean, he does have immunity coverage, but in this particular fight you don't really care about how fast you are, because the boss counters after you hit him a number of times, so it doesn't really matter how fast you are. What else? The call is a good option as well. Pandora is not going to work because he's immune to the disable. Pritzker, same. Catherine could work. I mean, she could make your whole team into Freddy's, unkillable. She's very good for this particular fight. If you have her, please use her. Hang Yue, same thing. If you're very low, she's gonna put lots of regeneration buffs on your low HP characters, and that's pretty much what I think would be okay for this particular fight. I am going to do a run now at difficulty 10, just to show off some of the ideas that I've put on paper while in action. Now I am going to change my my Laura set.
There's a mission?
Anyone in the U?
Money or my love?
This one, yeah. I use this set in particular.
Leave it to me.
Let me save it. New preset, and it's going to be for stun. There we go. Okay, and I'm going to swap it with the Bonnie set. Yeah, the Bonnie set. Yeah, I'll go with the Bonnie set. What? Okay, confirm, go back. Just a moment, I forgot to update the sets.
Anyone? I don't tolerate anything from anyone.
Bonnie. Replace. Okay. And now we go back to Laura. There you go. And we open. Why did I do that? Well, because the set I was using has no effect on the boss. I mean, I'm using the stun set, so when the shield breaks, she counters and stuns the opponents. It doesn't work on this boss because you can't disable him. So it's just useless here, so I'm not going to use that set here. I did win with that set though, so we can still win. Okay, I'm just going to let them auto here. Why is Ninja in front? One Clara in front, but okay. Okay. Unfortunately, the HP percentage that this particular set has isn't very high, so I don't know how good we're gonna do with the HP that Laura has now, because the previous one had mostly HP. We should still be fine though. Okay, and because we are on the second wave, I'm going to start playing myself. There we go, silence there, we're gonna use this, why not? Hit this big boy here. $15k, not bad. Okay. You can do a crit on that guy. This is just so I can have all my skills next round when we meet the boss. Boom, there you go.
Warning, and get ready for the battle of
The boss.
Take over God, we gon' make it. Show the world that I shine in our greatness. Keep it real, never gon' fake this. Till we make it, till we make it. Taking off, flying high like a spaceship. Take control, take a shot, what you waiting for. Keep it real.
Okay, I love that song. It's my favorite song in the whole game, and I can't listen to it anywhere. It's just that I just don't have the time now. So what are we gonna do now? As you can see, he has 7 stacks. Means I have to attack him 7 times for him to counter. What are we gonna do? Well, let's do this. Yeah, doesn't matter if it's a multiple hit, because we've got Clara's ultimate coming up. I'm gonna use this. Now I'm going to use this. That's free. Yeah, 3 stacks, because we hit him 3 times here, plus 1, that's 4. Out of 7, that's 3. Yeah, I'm going to use here ultimate as well. And we've got 3 more stacks, we're just going to debuff him. Hopefully. And since we already used Clara's ultimate, I don't see the immunity on all characters, so I'm just gonna poke the immunity. There we go. We got 1 more charge and he's going to counter. So now I'm going to go with this. There we go. All shield. Yeah. Cool. 7 stacks again, yeah? I'm gonna hit him again. Put in the works. Okay. There you go. And now we're gonna nuke him. Boom, 27k. I used to do way higher damage, but it's okay. With the items I have right now, it's fine. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. Yeah, 4, 3. But we can do 2 more hits. 2. Yeah, now he's gonna hit. Boom. Yeah. What just happened? Well, I'll tell you what happened. His turn came, he used the same skill that the passive triggers, and then one of my characters countered, which caused him to use it again, because he only had 1 more stack that he needed. That can get you killed very easy. They're gonna try and debuff him again. Yeah, see? He countered again. Back at 7. Yeah, I'm gonna go do this. I'm gonna buff ourselves. And that didn't work out as it should have. Because I was hoping that she would not die until I get my ultimate back on her. But it's okay, we can still win. Okay, he's going to use that skill again. I'm going to debuff him again. Use this again. It's proc to immunity. and heal Sienna. There we go. And eat that. There you go. Gonna hit him again. 6 stacks. 5 stacks. 3 stacks. Yeah, because she hits twice. Nuke. Yeah, 20 something K. Pretty good, pretty good. And now, since he's already debuffed and such, I'm just gonna single hit him. There you go. Use the skill. He's back at 7 passive. You can use Clara's ultimate again. You can use this. This one doesn't really do much, I'm just gonna use it to because I can. There's no particular reason I'm using Sienna's ultimate. It's just because I can. If I had to choose between her ultimate and the buff, I probably would have just used the buff. But since we can use both, I mean, why not?
Uploading the battle data.
Okay, so that's how you beat APEP 10. I do feel like I have to apologize for having killed Laura. Laura probably would have been a lot better if I kept her old set, because that one has a lot of HP on it. But like I said, the effect of the set wasn't gonna have any effect on the boss, so yeah, I figured why not use the other one. That's bad. That's pretty good. This one's pretty good as well, but I don't use that set. And this one's actually pretty good, yeah. This one's good as well. Okay, that's pretty good actually. Kronos. Okay. This one's pretty good as well. A little bit of accuracy on the that one kind of. Okay. Okay. Let's get the money. Cool. Now we can do these ones. Let's see. That's why it's kind of why I always try to upgrade characters to 3-star, 4-star, 5-star if possible, even though I don't really use them. Because you never know when an event might show up where you need these characters to go on a trip or something like that. And this is a pretty easy way to get some resources. Like, you just need to have some characters that are leveled up in the required elements, so you can get the rewards. Then you just wait for the timer to go. And there you go. Okay. And yeah, I guess the game really wanted to troll me, because they gave me another copy of Sun Wukong. Now I got 2 dupes into a legendary that I don't even use.
There's a mission?
And this is the release I have on him. They suck. And I'm only using him because of disease for him. That's it. This is the only event where I use Sun. Kind of why I didn't build him a set or something. Because I'm not very fond of him. But he's okay as a character, and the game does like to give me a lot of challenges. Okay. Boom, there you go. The second part of the Lone Star event is open. I'm not gonna go into that. But I will share my level 6 team for the Miramon auto battle. And it's this one here. Yeah. The trial bullshit character that nobody wanted from the banner. Come on. Okay. Clara, Sienna, as always, I'm never gonna remove these from the team. Lin Zhao for the burst, her for the defense and immunity, and this is the team, and it works. It can beat the stage in auto, no questions asked. But enough about that. So that's the video. Thank you very much for watching, and see you next time. Ains out.